Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Beef Brody and today we're gonna talk about Starlink and is it good for overlanding? Let's find out if it's a reliable source of internet. Let's see what the upload speeds are like, what the download speeds are like, and if it's going to be practical in an overland application. All right, so first things first, let's talk about Starlink. This is Starlink for RV. Now, I've already done a video on Starlink in the perspective of RVing with a camper at the campgrounds, all that kind of stuff. So if that is what you are looking at or interested in, I will leave a link in the description below to that video. This video, we're gonna be really focused on the overland perspective, wooded areas, trees, things of that nature. Okay, so as I got this set up, it did a little searching and went straight up and in the app, and we'll talk about how to connect and all that stuff. In the app, it went straight up and just said, connection error or something along those lines. And as I was sitting here sort of in the app and messing around, it searched again, it locked on a location pointing north. Oh, it's repositioning. Fascinating. There we go. And I was kind of concerned because there is a tree directly in front of me. Now, I do have an open area in front of me and I'm actually in kind of a residential neighborhood on a piece of property that I own, and thankfully the sky pointing north is somewhat open. Now, if north was behind me pointing at all these trees, I think I'd be absolutely screwed, because when I tried to set this up at a campground, it was having some connection problems because I had really tall trees in the direction of north and it had a hard time connecting, and I had to put it on the roof of another RV and all this kind of stuff. So the setup process is super easy. You've got the satellite receiver itself, you've got the base, they just snap together super easy, just like this. They've got some weight to it, so I'm not overly concerned really about wind blowing it over or anything like that. There are holes located in the bottom of the base, so if you wanted to screw it down to something, if I wanted to screw it to this table or have some sort of hooks mounted somewhere else and really secure it, you could do that. There is a cable that goes from the satellite receiver to the router, and then there's a power cable for the router. It plugs in using 110 power. Now it does draw about 65 watts. I was using an EcoFlow 500 watt battery bank, and when it was pulling 65 watts, it was gonna run it for about 8 hours. So it pulls a fair amount of power because it has to be able to transmit signals and things like that. Now I've got this plugged into my auxiliary battery and the power inverter here in the back of the Land Cruiser. And I think it would probably run this for 10 plus hours, more time than I would actually probably need to use this if I was off-grid out camping or whatever. So once it's all set up, you just have to log into the app. Now, I recommend that you log into the app and make sure you have signed into your account and have it verified before trying to connect to this and use it. So be sure you do that if you're in the market or receiving this or whatever. And then you just want to go to the Starlink app, and then you can go into your Wi-Fi settings and connect to your Starlink Wi-Fi router. And then once you're in the app, it'll either tell you you have an error or it's searching or something along those lines. Now, if you need to, you can click on this visibility button here. You're gonna click check for obstructions. It'll ask you to allow permissions for your camera, so make sure you do that. And you click I'm ready. Now you're gonna get right here where your Starlink is, and you're gonna point this up into the sky, and it's gonna scan the sky, and you'll see this black line right here, and that is sort of the horizon in which it's looking past. So anything within that black line you need to scan for. You hit view results, and it's gonna tell you if you have any obstructions or anything along those lines. Okay, so in this scan, you can see all the red areas are trees, the blue areas are open sky. It's telling me I need to find a better spot, but it's already connected and online, so I'm not gonna worry about that. But in the event that you did need to move locations or whatever, this will help you kind of figure out where you need to put it. So I'm gonna close this, and we'll go back to this main screen. Now that I know it has locked onto a signal, we can hit speed, and let's check out the speeds and see what we get. Okay, so 45, 50, it's pretty good, it's not bad. And upload, we're Okay, cool. So we're sitting at 49 down and 3 up. Not super high-speed internet that you would have at home, but if you're in the middle of the woods, that absolutely works. You could stream stuff, you could download stuff, you could work. Upload in this instance sort of sucks. So trying to upload a video to YouTube, in my case, where I'm content creating and running an online business, things of that nature, I could probably work on my business, do emails, things like that. Uploading stuff, forget about it. I have seen inconsistencies in speed from this, so let's run one more speed test and see what it does. And this is a perfect example. It's been like, what, 30 seconds? I'm doing another speed test and now we're only at 13 down, but 6 up. So it's very inconsistent speeds, but at least we have service. So in an emergency situation, if you need to communicate with people, you could do that. Now, I will tell you, it is very picky about trees. So now that we've done a speed test on the phone, let's check the application in the event that we are actually sitting here working on the computer. So I'm on speedtest.net. Let's hit go. Let's see what this does. Okay, so on the computer here, I've got 4 down and 3 up. Am I doing any heavy work, heavy lifting off of this? Probably not, or at least I'm not going to rely on it. My experience with this, with using it on the RV and now out here, has been anywhere from 100 megabytes to 4 megabytes down and anywhere from 3 to 10 up. So I wouldn't rely on this if you need it to do a lot of heavy work and heavy lifting. Can you entertain yourself with it? Watch some YouTube videos. You could do some emails for sure, text messaging for sure. Maybe Wi-Fi calling. Maybe we should try it. Let's see what happens. Hey, hi.
Hi.
Can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Why?
Because I'm FaceTiming you via Starlink satellite internet.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
I know, right? Okay. All right, love you, bye. So I was able to do a FaceTime video call, so that's excellent. So is Starlink satellite internet going to be a good, reliable source of internet for overlanding? I don't think it's like the end-all, be-all internet source, because there's so many variables in location, and knowing that typically, especially on the East Coast, when you are camping, you're gonna have lots of tree coverage, lots of obstructions for satellite. Now, if you're on the West Coast or out in the desert, I think it would work great. I also know that they prioritize the RV stuff. So if there's, you know, heavy populations or you're around a big city and a lot of people are using it, the RV plan, the mobile plan, is going to get deprioritized and you'll end up with those lower speeds and things of that nature. Now, if you are out in the middle of Moab and trying to get internet with satellite, with Starlink, I think it's probably going to work out okay for you, but I don't know for sure. That's just been my experience so far. Guys, that's it. I hope this video was helpful and somewhat insightful as to whether or not Starlink satellite internet will work for you in a camping, overland, off-grid sort of environment. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. I will be happy to answer them if I can. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.